Good morning! Welcome back to Student Victim Assistance Virtual Coffee Chats. So my name is Avery Moore, and I'm a graduate assistant for Student Victim Assistance at Georgia State University. This morning, I want to share with y'all some information about trauma coping skills, so let's go ahead and get started. Before we kind of dive into things, I just want to acknowledge that the way that people cope, heal, and experience trauma, and also the ways that we all practice self-care regarding trauma are going to differ from person to person. So what matters is that your coping skills are healthy and productive to you, not that they necessarily match what someone else is doing. And also remember that healing from trauma is not linear, nor is there a set timeline. So whatever works for you, whatever is healthy and productive for you, that's what we want to focus on. So there are 3 different coping skills that we're going to talk about today, but also know that there are a lot of different other coping skills out there besides these 3. So that would also be something good to do some research on your own, or if you meet with a professional counselor to kind of talk about a personalized set of coping skills that works for you specifically. Today, we're specifically going to discuss self-soothing skills, distraction, and emotional awareness skills. So self-soothing skills, y'all may have heard about this before. So these often involve comforting yourself through your 5 senses, and it's a common grounding technique used as well. Especially to deal with trauma-triggered memories. So, for example, if you're feeling stressed or maybe something triggered a trauma memory for you, one way that you can practice self-soothing skills is by noticing or naming several things around you that kind of involve your 5 senses. So naming things that you can touch, hear, see, taste, or smell, while also practicing deep breathing at the same time. And then secondly, so distraction. This is something that we're all probably familiar with in some way. But distraction involves just taking your mind off the problem and experience for a moment. So distraction can be a healthy coping skill, but also there may be times where it may be more important to engage with your emotions and process those. So if you are someone who likes to use distraction frequently as a coping skill, just knowing that difference and what it looks like for you personally is important. There are a lot of different ways that you can engage in distraction, but I feel like one good way to engage in distraction is at least by practicing a healthy self-care activity for you. So that could be listening to music, watching a movie, reading a book, going for a walk, or any other hobbies or acts of self-care. And then lastly, emotional awareness. So emotional awareness skills involve identifying your emotions and then being able to express them to other people. So this can be really hard. As we grow up, naturally we become a little bit better at expressing our emotions. But honestly, it can be really difficult, especially if you're dealing with something very painful. So if you're someone who maybe struggles to identify your emotions, something that might be helpful for you to use would be a chart of emotions. So, for example, a chart of emotions may have a broad emotion like sad, but then it kind of breaks into all the different types of sad that may describe your feelings. So, for example, sad could be a little blue, or sad could be depressed. There's a range within these emotions. And a chart can help you familiarize you with all of those different words. And then also you can get more comfortable with expressing and experiencing your emotions, again, through acts of self-care, and also by journaling, talking, doing art, or even meeting with a professional counselor to help increase your emotional awareness. And then lastly, when you may need support beyond coping skills, therapy and developing a crisis plan can be useful tools. So a crisis plan may include who to contact in the event of a mental health crisis. It might have a list of triggers, important resources, and also a list of actions or steps that will help you move to a mental and physical place where you are safe, secure, and more relaxed. So that's it for today, but I hope that this coffee chat helped y'all learn a little bit more about coping skills for trauma. Remember to follow us on Instagram at BeWellPanthers for more information about student health and wellness. And then just to briefly go over some Georgia State University resources that may be helpful to you. So if you're seeking counseling services, please consider reaching out to Georgia State's University Counseling Center. So students on all campuses can make an appointment with them, and you can call the number 404-413-1640, which is a 24/7 hotline. So that's 404-413-1640. They have same-day consultations available virtually, and there are also in-person and virtual ongoing appointments available on the Atlanta, Clarkston, Decatur, Alpharetta, and Dunwoody campuses. However, if you're not on one of those campuses, they have virtual appointments available for all campuses as well. And then lastly, if you have questions about trauma, if you need any kind of crisis intervention, or you want to set up an appointment with an advocate, please give us a call at Student Victim Assistance. We offer crisis intervention, advocacy, and support for students. We can help students to determine their options and provide information related to their experience, even if they have no idea what they need or they're not really sure if what they experienced is trauma, which is a very normal response to trauma as well. Students who seek our services are not obligated to pursue criminal or university charges. Students who would like more information or want to schedule an appointment with us or to speak with an advocate as Student Victim Assistance can call 404-413-1965. That's 404-413-1965. We have advocates who are available to help students who have experienced any kind of recent or past victimization, whether or not that occurred on or off campus. We also can help students regain a sense of control over their traumatic experience so that they can resume their academic and personal pursuits. We can also help students who know someone who has been victimized or would like to learn more about student victimization. Well, that wraps up everything for today. So we talked about trauma coping skills, as well as the GSU Counseling Center and GSU Student Victim Assistance. So take good care, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Have a great day.